This is where I see a lot of people going wrong, is they're super duper clear about what they want and what they're calling in. They're actually just projecting that onto someone without giving them the chance to see, like, are they available for that? And do they want that? And are they capable of that? Like, is that a good fit? Because it might be that you're compatible in many ways, but when it comes to co-parenting, for example, maybe they're not a great co-parent. So I have experienced this in the past, and I see this so often when I'm holding space for folks, is that it creates a lot of suffering when you're like, yeah, I'm super clear on what I want. This is the direction I'm moving in. And then you actually just project that onto a single person. It creates a lot of pressure on the relationship, and it doesn't give it a lot of space to actually see what's authentic. And more often than not, when you come in with a very narrow kind of idea of this relationship is going to be my life partnership, who I'm going to raise kids with, XYZ, whatever the thing you want to do. I'm going to be a nomad and travel the world and blog about it. And this is going to be the person that does it with me. It doesn't give it the space to see, is that truly what this partnership can hold together? And maybe you find out later than sooner that it can't. And maybe you're already 4 years into the relationship and you're like, damn, I think actually I'm gonna have to break up and start from scratch and see if I can call in the right person now. So it's great to have an idea of what are you calling in. Just naming that off the bat can, help you come to the same page, and it helps you not project all of that onto one person. You can maybe both have the same thing that you're calling in, but maybe your personalities totally clash. And so it's like, okay, well, that's not the person. You want to give that space to see if that person is compatible with what you're calling in. And this is the thing, the fear that gets in the way of people actually following through with this. And so that fear, of course, it's so universal. It's the fear of being alone, and really the fear of loneliness. It's like a feeling of loneliness that you're like, I can't stand this feeling. I want to avoid it. I felt it once. I felt it after this breakup, and I never want to feel it again. And so when you're coming from a place of scarcity of like, well, I'd rather be with this person who is compatible enough, but maybe not exactly the amount that would create a pleasurable, sustainable, long-term relationship where you can deepen trust and feel like really deep satisfaction over time, not feel like you're sacrificing or like kind of unsatisfied or resentful over time. When you're relating from that place of scarcity of like, oh, well, I'd rather have this than have nothing, that really gets in the way of you actually calling in what is aligned. So you're coming from scarcity of like, I really want to avoid being alone, and so I'll take what I can get. It makes it really hard to create these conscious agreements, because more likely than not, when people are relating from a place of fear or like avoiding being alone, avoiding your fear, like, I don't want to be alone, so I don't want that to happen. That usually is unconscious. It's very rare that you sit down, you say, let's make some conscious agreements. What are you calling in? Oh, well, I'm just actually avoiding being alone. I really don't like the feeling of being lonely. Are you doing the same? Maybe we can team up. Actually, I do know this one couple that did that, and I don't know how that's working for them. I'm not that close with them at all. But it was kind of like, hey, will you be my plan C and I'll be your plan C? Like if we reach this age and we're still unmarried, because they just really wanted to get married. And so whatever, But I think it's very rare that people consciously say, my vision for life is I want to avoid being alone, and so maybe you'll do the job. So usually when you're coming from that place of fear of like, oh gosh, I don't know if I want to let go of this relationship, even if it's not exactly what I'm calling in, because I'd rather have these snuggles than to be alone for a temporary amount of time before I can find the next person. Or there's even that fear of, what if I can't find somebody who's compatible enough? But what's predictable is if you're relating from that place of fear, it's going to become a self-fulfilling prophecy, engaging in emotional intimacy, and that feeling is way more lonely than the feeling of actually being by yourself in solitude. Because at least when you're in solitude, it creates the possibility of connecting with other people. But when you're married to someone who you're feeling disconnected from, it kind of like eliminates or makes the possibilities a lot harder for you to be connecting to other people. So that's something you want to look out for. And, maybe there's a different fear for you. Maybe it's not the fear of being alone. Maybe it's the fear of, can I survive capitalism on my own? Like, I don't know if I can pull it off. I might need a financial partner. And if that's true, I would ask you too, like, how much do finances need to overlap with like romance? Like maybe you do find a financial partner outside of romance, or maybe you're looking for both, and that's fine. But you want to be clear in what you're calling in and what's motivating you. Because, even if it's kind of like a scarcity motivation, when you're naming that on paper and you're telling this person consciously, you're just relating consciously.